And here we are. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's been quite the busy week for me in the back end, especially with everything going on with the New Year's, so I guess before anything else, Happy New Year! It's only been a couple days thus far, and it's been nice to be a bit more laid back to that time, although I guess I do start work next week, so I guess we'll see how long my cheerful attitude will last, won't we? Either way, we have plenty to see to today, and you may be wondering why exactly we're here when I said, hey, we're gonna do challenge battles this time. Because I figured, since that we've got, let's see, how many does my notes say? Come on. Alright, so according to my notes, we have 23 unique monsters to take out. And since I've started knocking out a bunch of them as we've been going through the side quests, I figured, okay, how about whenever we go and deal with challenge battles, we can just work from the opposite end of the spectrum. Especially since there are a pair of level 102s that I need to go munch over in that direction. So, in the process, I can check out my new, okay, we're taking this fight seriously team. So, I've made a few adjustments to this one. So the main thing I've been doing offline, when I've had the chance to grind, has been working on getting Young Smith, Guardian Commander, and where's the other one? And Medic Gunner all upgraded enough to where we have Flashback, Shield Bash, and Myopic Screen whenever we've got an Agnian class in play. And then on the other side of things, whenever we've got an Agnian class in play, we've been going for... whenever we've got a Kavesi class in play, we've been going for... what was it? Let's see... come on, there we are. So we've been going for Way Home, Tri-Slash, and if I need to do grinding, I've been swapping in Ring of Roses to improve how quickly I can get everything up and running. Although, honestly, swapping one of those out might not be the worst idea. Although, we've mostly got Agnian classes in play right now. Maybe I change that up with Uni. What would I give her instead? War Medic gives a hefty amount of healing, and that would let me change up Life Sage, although we have Life Sage, so I don't think we would necessarily need it. Well, I guess we've got you on a Kavesi class too, so... and we do... yeah, we probably want one more Kavesi so that I can get Ring of Roses in here. Not the worst idea, actually. I'm just trying to think of who I would give up. Oh, actually...
I'll keep you safe and snug.
actually, yeah, that'll work. And then instead of Crimson Lance, since you're a tank, you can take Ring of Roses.
Ring of Roses!
That'll do. Okay. Perfect. Alright, and it looks like everything else should be set up as it needs to be. Cool. So, the main difference outside of that is I've thrown in a couple characters who are going to be focused more on just pure damage. Fiona will be our hero so that we have buffs going everywhere. And, just to make sure we're really making a dent, I've given Break Brooches to everyone, which is especially going to be useful on Senna, who is taking her original class. Especially since increases success rate, reaction to success rate, which means stuff like, which means, in theory, it applies to debuffs as well, but it also applies to combos. So, the plan is to just take control of Senna, get on the side of someone, and keep spamming Flashback until they die. Although, this team has also worked fairly well when grinding with Miyabi, which has been very useful for class grinding. So, to test it out, we're going to first deal with this little conflict, and then we're going to fight the two uniques sitting up over there. And then once that's done, we can have a grand old time seeing what else lies in store. Alright, what are we fighting? There we go. I'll need to swap out Cannonball, I believe, but that should be simple enough. Yeah, not fast enough. I need to remember, Uni's Myopic Screen comes out slightly faster, and I've been playing her recently. Alright. Let's see, what else is chat been up to? Well, what has chat been up to while I've been rambling about tactics and builds and whatnot? I want to see the Pro Archstage Gauntlet on hard mode. We've done it once before. We'll see if we end up having time for it. Given how long it can take to get through the Pro Hard Archstage Gauntlet, or just the Pro Archstage Gauntlet in general, I don't think we'll have time. Oh yeah, I definitely get to mess with this. I've been arranging well, I usually have myopic screen and shield bash rearranged. No matter. Hiya! And then I think I'll swap Cannonball out for something else since since Daze usually doesn't last long enough to take proper advantage of that. What else is Chapel up to? Hi, I hope the new year is better than the last one for everyone. Yeah. Here's open. Should be a grand old time. Should be a grand old time, at least in theory. Here's open. It'll be successful. I'm gonna have a busy week next week trying to get back into the swing of things. Let's see, made it. Also ironic that I got a Goddess of Victory Nikki out as soon as I got here. I don't know too much about that. What does that entail? It sounds vaguely familiar. I'm assuming weeb shit based on the name.
Good thing we found this.
Alright, now that I've seen to that, let me rearrange things on Senna a little bit.
Shield back.
And then...
Giant swing.
Yep, that'll do. That will do. Do I keep Pressure Drop? Actually, you know what? I think we keep Glittering Melody, actually. I don't think I'll get too many opportunities to use it as a launch art, so may as well make sure that I can throw it down when I need to. Show! 2 uniques that must be brought down, then we go to deal with everything in the challenge battle arena. That's the plan anyway. So, let's see how well this team works now that I've made minor adjustments. How are you already on the ground, Lance? Do I have to mess with your accessories again? I know you at least have a break punch, but actually, yeah, it's useful on you because you have Tri-Slash, so that's fine. And then, blam. Okay, I know I've got Daze and Launch on a bunch of people. Where's... Oh, there we go. Good boys. So, the game you mentioned is a gacha game made by Shift Up, South Korean company. You may know them as the people who made Stellar Blade. Ah, fair enough. Speaking of weeb shit, has anyone played the most recent Digimon game or watched the new anime? I don't keep up with Digimon as much as well, all that much. So, as you have seen, I know basically nothing. Okay, so far so solid. Apart from Lance getting dropped once, maybe I should have kept him on Hino's class. Alright, throwing up Launch instead, very well. Guess that does more damage, and we're not looking to cause all kinds of... Well, we're not looking to retrieve items from you, so that's fine. Alright, let's switch it to Favor Burst. Alright, if you're just gonna keep taunting... Alright, everybody up. Okay. So thus far we seem to be doing pretty well. Alright. Daze. And then there should be someone able to throw Burst down. Excellent. Okay, now we can throw any combo back in without being super picky. Through. Let's see, TLDR, let's see, and then someone responding to the Digimon question. Let's see, TLDR, anime really good, game also good, waiting for a Switch 2 version due to PC having to do though. Ah, that sucks. Well, Noah was back up quickly if I just heard Mio's Noah got dropped on the ground audio. That's what I get for looking at that. It's a Banco game, so I'll know if the Nuba will be removed. Well, it's not Sega, so there's at least a mild chance of it. For better or worse. Actually, I wonder if I should be favoring launch combos since I don't have to worry about you getting enraged anymore. Might not be the worst option. Okay, I saw a couple small fries show up, but it looks like our nonsense was able to properly deal with them. Whoops, wrong button. And then you started facing me. Thanks. Luckily everybody else got break brooches, so we're fine. Alright, cool. We're gonna be stuck here for a while. You okay there, Lance? Alright. Attack's unblockable. Wait, how did I end up behind you? Okay, I can't decide whether it wants me to be behind you or to the side, huh? And unfortunately, with all of us packed in here, AoE is going to be a pain against pretty much all of us. Hopefully Fiona's at least still getting off buffs as she should. Okay, we're going to have this, well, pseudo-narrow window where we can exist. Actually, I should stop spamming my optic screen, give him a chance to land land launch. What else is up to? I've been watching more anime recently, though. I recently watched all of Chainsaw Man Season 1 and the movie, which are both great. I've heard good things, haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Let's see, going back to Goddess of Victory, Nikki, I said it was ironic because I was playing the game before I made it to stream. Which probably means next time I see an ad, it'll probably be on the game now that I've mentioned it twice by name. Thanks, guys. No matter. Okay. Ah, shoot. Little too eager. Well, at least we have a bunch of people with topple down, so we don't have to worry as much. The Switch 2 version has been confirmed of the Digimon game, but I'm guessing it will likely get one Sunday, because why not? Not sure how things will work out there. Either way, how good have third-party sales been on the Switch 2? I haven't checked his eShop in a while. I can't easily check during a stream, but to go looking into it at some point. I'll be curious to see how sales are doing given all the talk about pricing. Has it had a noticeable effect, or has it just been a thing that people have... Wait a minute, I just realized I don't have a soul hacker equipped, do I? Well, if I can prove that I can at least beat it, that's fine. I can go after it later. Offline. And there's a couple more guaranteed Nilpot coins. How did I forget something as basic as, hey, you know, you might want a soul hacker if you're gonna soul hack it? Ah, well, to be fair, this is a test of our take it seriously team, so I guess it's okay to have forgotten that. And then now you're taking gleeful credit for putting it in my algorithm now, huh? Very well. As for the game, the setting is intriguing, and the characters are great. Though I have problems with the writing. I just realized my biggest issue is the same I have with We're Alive. Oh, the game that you had mentioned in the last Metroid stream? Fair enough. Let's go looking at that. Still. Not allowed to get... Oh, I am to the side. Okay. Schmerk. There we go. Let's take a look at this. Soulless Ring.
You what?
What was that?
It's night time already.
Ah, that's all it was. Okay, let's take a look at that Soulless Ring. Boosts healing by a substantial amount. Alright, cool. Very nice. Alrighty. So, now I know I can beat him. I will make a note to go after him with a soul hacker then. Alright. So, the team survived that gauntlet. Now we just need to head over to Fornus. And we'll see how well we end up doing as far as... well, as far as the challenge battles are concerned. Why is it when Nintendo does something mildly bad, people rage for months, but when Sony or Microsoft does the same thing, it's only on for a few days, then silence? Battered wife syndrome? I don't know. Oh yeah, I'll have to check on... I'll have to check on Colony and you at some point. But given that Nintendo presents itself as family-friendly, there may be a disconnect with respect to that. Like, people bitch at Nintendo's prices for months, but PS5 Pro was, well, forgotten after like a month. Well, PlayStation games are also going to PC, so there's a way to circumvent it in the long run.
Choose whichever challenge tickles
That's not
friends'
necessarily
fancy.
an option over in Nintendo Land. Alright, so I think the only time I've explicitly gone after any one of these is when we've had one that... Yeah, I guess I can go through these as well just to check them out too, but... I can do those offline. Either way. Let's see... Nintendo do some out-of-touch things, but they're not enslaving their employees or scamming crypto and AI. Well, the legal side of things certainly has its issues, and the problem is that the legal stuff has the possibility of having serious negative consequences, so I don't blame people for making a big stink about that one. Apart from that, or the Predator thing Roblox did, they're still getting a heat over that. That's still something that's ongoing. It's less quiet right now, but it flares up pretty frequently. Either way, let's see. You know what? There's a part of me that wants to go straight into the deep end right off the gate. Let's not go that crazy just yet.
Not to take it too easy,
So, I'm assuming the majority of these will be relatively straightforward to break down,
Challenge!
given what we've got to work with here. I guess we'll find out. No effect, huh? Was that somebody else, or hard to tell? Well, bam. Thank you, Noah. Whoops, that was behind. And then that was in front. Yeah, well, I worry about that when you can straight up kill. The Roblox thing was disgusting. Agreed. I haven't looked into the recent Roblox drama. The company is so morally bankrupt that this new thing doesn't surprise me. Well, that's the scary thing. It's not really the new thing anyway. They're under constant issues with a complete and utter inability or unwillingness to moderate properly. Which means every few months there's a flare-up where, oh, look, we found more high-profile cases of people of literal, untoward actions towards minors, let's just say that. There's always something with Roblox. I only found out about that in just Scorchers 2025 fails. That's the sad thing. It has been going on for much longer than that. That is the tragedy of it. The only difference is that it's just been much more publicly visible lately. Especially with the banning of that content creator who was trying to weed out a lot of that. Which is what drove the most recent flare-up that, oh wait, Roblox took action against the guy who was trying to make a difference. Well, a positive difference anyway. So, all sorts of fun with respect to that. To an extent, it's almost impressive how much money Roblox can make. Tragic in a sense, though, given what is required to get to that point. Alright, not bad. Okay, as expected, the first one is relatively straightforward. Let's take on a more challenging one next.
Whichever challenge tickles friends' fancy.
Yeah, you know what? Let's jump back and forth between one of the easy ones and one of the tougher ones. Should make things interesting. Back in the day, I used to look into the Roblox drama, and there's so many incidents you could make a multiple season TV series on it. Pretty much.
Challenge!
There we go. Hey, why are you paying attention to me? I mean, I know I hit you a bunch, but so's everybody else. We might have someone equipped with Topple right out the gate. Huh. Ooh, nice. Eat up. See, I feel Roadblock should be banned until it changes or forever. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, bro. I'm honestly amazed it hasn't been shut down. But unfortunately, with the way things are going, well, governments move slowly even when they're moving in the right direction, so it'll take some time yet. Just gotta be vigilant in the meantime. We're not talking about anything too... Well, we're not talking about anything too serious, brother. Yeah. He's had some interaction with Roblox, so he must have heard us talking about that and got curious. Alright, which one of you is gonna take the hit next? There we go. Ah, shoot. Should've just hit with Myopic Scream when I had a chance. Alright, let's give us more chances. Alright, if one of you doesn't have Topple now... I said if one of you doesn't have Topple now... Come on, I hit Glittering Melody and everything. What are you guys doing? Oh, hang on. Let's go have fun with that. There's a reason why I typically stay on Noah, and it's so I can spam when it comes time for this. Nah, not quite fast enough. No, Matsu. Hey, why am I... Right. Go back. Oh. Might as well hit this while we're here. Are we going to do any ArtStage Gauntlet? Also thoughts on the Pro Gauntlet and the Gauntlet in general? I do not anticipate we will have time for it tonight. Because it's gonna be, well, given how long it takes to get through a single one, I'd be very surprised if we had the time for it. Alright, Lance, set up Ring of Roses. I just gotta wait for days. I know somebody has it. Come on. Damn. Hit me with flying. Come on! Come on! Okay, cool. Someone else had burst. Excellent. Guess I'll switch back to Senna in the meantime. Alright. Any combo, no need to focus anymore. Now that Enrage is taken off of 13. Oh right, I forgot to switch out Fatal Barrage for Demolition. I'll have to change that later. Right, here we are. Here's what I want to be on. If I can lay in with that. Perfect. Let's see. What else has I've been up to? Agreed, especially because it's a game that's meant for children. Yeah. It'll take a while yet, unfortunately. That's Roblox needs to go the way of Habbo Hotel. Ah, that's a deep cut. I'm curious about Duskbloods, are you? Remind me what that is? I should probably tell you. Let's see, if you enter Ouroboros level 3 during Unlimited Sword, you can use Origin Blade from the start. I'd be curious to know if it actually does legitimately do more damage overall. So far as I can tell... Oh wait, Noah and Mia went back into it? I should have checked on that. So far as I can tell... Oh wait, Noah's in. That's why you mention it. I suspect that may be one of the reasons anyway. Alright, smack! And then keep smacking. There we go. Alright, that's 13 down. Well, I might be invincible, but I can still be bound, apparently. There we go. There we go. This Power Razor look like on its own? Okay. Well, bam. Alright, hit this. Well, bam and bam. Come on. And not quite. Alright, this'll be it. Cool. Relatively straightforward. Seems like we've found a decent team for this. Oh, even better. Nice. Alright, they're encouraging us to go to Ouroboros Fever next, huh? Okay. What else is Chapin up to?
And that's pretty
Thoughts on
much
FromSoft? No strong opinion. FromSoft game being developed for Switch 2 that was memed as Nintendo's Bloodborne. Oh, that's what you're referring to. Okay. Alright.
Friends cannot resist, yes?
Well, if you're giving me an X3 bonus on the Nopon Stone reward, may as well. Although, can I have more than 9999? You know what? We'll let this be the determining factor. That'll be fun. Okay. I'm trying to remember what this... Let's see. Not an S rank on this before. Actually, I probably should spend those Nopon Stones anyway. What makes sense to spend them on, I wonder?
Decisions.
You can get a decent number of Nopon coins. I haven't done a whole lot with the Enigmatter either. Haven't seen that much use for that as either. Why is Melia in the lead? Oh wait, no, that's Ethel. Why is Ethel in the lead? It looks like I can find the overwhelming majority of these on my own. I don't know if just straight stat boost would be worth getting, but I could also go for silver Nopon coins. Or gold ones, given I've got that grind to go on. At least I found a good team that I can use for grinding golden Nopon stones.
Resist, yes?
Well, let's see if I'm allowed... Well, let's see how many I can carry.
Maybe that one too
What else is
easy
chat
for
up
likes of
to?
friends.
Sony did a Nintendo this year and took down a fan PC remaster of Bloodborne, aka a 60 FPS fan patch. Of course they did. Well, I meant it as 25. Well, still. What else is Chapin up to? Oh yeah, the whole bit of, okay, we're gonna let you use Ouroboros all the time. Which naturally means we have to swarm you with stuff. Actually, in that case, I may as well just switch over to Noah, get up to level 3, and then just spam relentlessly. Well, bam. What else is Jack up to? You guys are talkative tonight, much appreciated. Let's see. My most hated trope in storytelling is when a character does something stupid for the plot, especially when multiple characters get hit by the stupid stick. Yeah. It's so obvious that the writers couldn't figure out how to create conflict or a problem naturally, so they have to lobotomize the characters. Yeah, it's arguably the most common way that you see people mess up a story, which is the frustrating part. Ray's character goes burr. No. Oh yeah, you want me to just AoE nonsense without even switching to interlink? I guess it's technically doable. Well, hang on. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't even wait to reach level 3 and just hit it. Alright. Actually, come on, go into fast recharge. Yeah, bad timing. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Let the spam commence. Alright, please be in range. And it doesn't look it. Alright, shouldn't need too much for that. Alright, who's next? You are! Yeah! And meanwhile, Fiona's just here. But this one we expect to be relatively easy given the circumstances. Perfect. Hopefully did a decent amount to the guy next to us as well. Looks like it. Aw. Sorry to waste your attack, Senna. And lands. Okay, looks like we're about to burn through. I just realized we don't normally hear this much of the generic battle theme in the nature of this game. Alright. Smack. See, you should put an evade attack on Gray's AoE ability. Not the worst idea, to be fair. Not a bad idea at all. Let's see. Dawn of Justice, Uxin has the stupid stick applied to it. Let's see, that can be Superman's an idiot plot. Yeah, fair enough. Somehow I've never watched that. I've seen enough people react to it that I may as well have, but still. There we go. Kill. That's a trap that too. Oh, that's a trap. Yeah. I'm getting distracted by chat. Let's see. Oh, may as well. Alright. Should fall pretty quickly given the circumstances. Between that. Alright, shouldn't take much more spam to knock you down the rest of the way. Down you go. Perfect. Alright, let's see how that affects the numbers.
Yep, we did all right.
Just a bit. Okay, so I can't have that much. I guess that makes sense given the rewards over at the blue Nopon Stone bit.
I'd say to have cornucopia of challenges in store.
Alrighty. I feel like I'm not being challenged enough. Do I dare try this again? I dare.
Archsage on tenterhooks.
Of course. It's just so frustrating to see characters who, despite not being geniuses, still have common sense, which is taken away from the writer to have what they want to happen without putting the work in to make it make sense. Yeah. And it's frustrating when we get stuff like that. But what can you do besides complain bitterly? There we go. Alright. That armor veil didn't last long. Invasion, huh? I'm trying to remember if M gets the same gimmick as she did in the main boss fight. It's been a while. Missed, huh? There we go. Seems like just hitting is going to be the issue here. Maybe I should give accuracy up to people. Stop it! Well, shoot, I'm behind. That's not going to do anything. Ooh! I'll take advantage of that. If nothing else, we can lay on the damage. Hopefully the monitor audio didn't fall behind. It does that sometimes. At least N doesn't have Primal Chorus, the attack that one-hit KO'd you in the DLC. Yeah, I just got one-hit KO'd by other nonsense last time. Come on, you. Well, at least you're landing great. Ooh. Alright, get up. And we take away Enrage, which is even better. Ooh, perfect. Well, bam! Ooh, that did a lot, actually. Wait, you're focusing on me now because I just... Should have seen that coming. Good thing we've got Mia's and Fiona's class in place, so healing should not be in short supply given the circumstances. Cool. Ooh, perfect. First. While you're facing me, let's inflict this. Pew pew! Man, that does a lot. I'm kind of surprised I didn't take aggro from that. Aww. Stop resisting. Ow. Good thing I gave Neo that move. Ooh. Schmirk. Oh. I'm not sure whether Senna or I got that hit. I'm gonna guess Senna. Aw, looks like the big hit missed though. Cool. Gonna switch up to launch. Nope, Phase is gonna hit first. Phase still has its use, I suppose. Blam. Alright, even without Fatal Barrage, we can still do a hefty amount of damage with Mighty Beat, so that's good. Cool. My voice was blocking me as I hum along to this. Oh, I should knock it off then. Or be much more blatant, I suppose. Either one works. Hey-ya! There we go. And now quickly use Dead Set before she decides that she doesn't like me for that. How's N doing? Huh. They're still managing to land some bits onto N as well. Presumably as they're drawing aggro away. Looks like N's enraged too. Huh. We divert course to try and deal with that. Oh jeez. Huh. Looks like someone other than me or Senna got in on that. Very well. Actually, shoot, we're no longer behind. No matter. Good hit. Thank you, Mio. Oh, someone beat me to it. How dare you. How much we struggled on this the last time. I keep expecting them to pull the rug out from under me at the last second. So I guess N has been enraged for a bit, it still hasn't murked me, so I think we're okay? I say as I take all that damage all of a sudden. What's Chapping up to? Yeah, too much going on. I'll have to check it after this battle. Wait, Fiona got dropped? How'd that happen? Ooh, nice. Uh-oh. I might want to do something about N. That's starting to get a bit dangerous. Wow, if Lance is also dropping? Urgh. Okay. Wait. Oh hell, Uni's the only healer left? Damn. Okay. At least make yourself invulnerable. Ah, shoot. Okay. Wait, how did I get dropped? I thought Unlimited 7 allowed me to stay in forever. Okay. Ah, damn. Well. Huh. Okay, the moment it started going south... Ugh, damn. Okay. Alright, the moment that I noticed that N was that we were in danger, I should have gone into a chain attack.
Man, that's disappointing.
Oof. Okay. Still not quite ready for that. Okay, so next time, I need to make sure that I have a chain attack ready to go, so that I'm able to get out of that without there being too much danger to me. Okay, I think that's the play. Ugh, that's annoying. What else in chat up to? Okay, so a comment that's been mentioned before. Lots of the Mobius battle theme. Overly try hard, but the flute is what does it for me. It fits way too well. It makes it go from overly try hard to just the right amount of cheesy. Let's see. I gave my whole Buried Beard a story chapter that was just a complete idiot plot, and I literally got a headache from how stupid it was. And later on, I just burst out laughing at a really stupid line. Is that the reason why you still have affection for this game? Let's see. What else is Japan up to? Nintendo is unlikely to ever port to PC. Yep, even if they did, I bet they'd make their own storefront, which even I think is unlikely. Yeah, that's probably how they would end up. They would have to be hit with serious hard times, or completely run out of ideas on the hardware front for them to even countenance that. Naturally, I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon, if at all. What else is Japan up to? It looks like it's mostly just well, it looks like it's mostly just chat amongst itself. Alrighty then. No complaints here. Oh, I was a little early that time. And I claim to be a percussionist. Or maybe being off-tempo is exactly what distinguishes it. I felt like I was the only one in high school who could actually hold the beat, but that was probably just me being prideful at the time. Only in part. It was high school. There we go. Alright, one last. I'm pretty sure this one's the last one we have to deal with. Alright, so I'm gonna beat it some launch. Very well. Smash. There we go. Perfect. I'm kind of surprised it didn't immediately regain Enrage. Given that it entered the field with Enrage, I have expected that. And I'm not fast enough on myopic screen, huh? Very well. Let's make up for that. Oh, nope, someone beat me to it. Smash. He lost against N because he noticed you had almost beaten his waifu. I'm pretty sure I brought her down the first time. Although the problem with focusing N down is that he does seem to do the more damage. The problem is that M will periodically taunt.
That's right. Stack 'em up.
I was able to get away with that tactic against Shulk and Rex on the two saviors, at least the time I attempted it, although I've only ever been able to A-rank that battle, given how long it takes to bring them down. Well, either way. Clearly I need to try it over here if I can't beat it on normal. Alrighty. Oh. Yeah, I can probably unplug that now. Sorry, getting distracted by something on my desk. Well, for Christmas I received a pair of clip-on mics. The idea being is that if ever I want to stream in the living room, it'll be easier to have a clip-on mic that goes to my backup PC than it would be to have a wired mic in that room. I'll have to test it out at some point. Maybe the next time I stream Xenoblade would be good. Alright, no interlink this time. I'm surprised that they set up the... Kind of surprised that they set up both of those over here at a place they've never been. Was that there before, and I just never noticed it? And before I go back to the footage, and I had commented on it before. Oh, we're going after Ethel. Okay. Well, I can work with that. And they beat me to it. Not the worst thing, I suppose. Okay, we're doing a decent amount of damage to her, so that's good. There we go. There you go. Aw, missed. Well, Kamaravi hasn't done too much to us yet, even with his... Wasn't that his 7th? I can't remember what it's called. No, not Empyrean Salvo. Am I misremembering? I think that might be one of his abilities. That would make sense, because that was one of Bridget's abilities in 2. Ah, right, I need to remember. You go for maximum voltage, myopic screen might be late. And then I just forget to go for... Oh. Ah, hit the wrong button anyway. I am intelligent. Let's see, where is she amongst all this? There we are. Got mixed up with Mia right directly next to her. Bam! There we go. Actually, here's an interesting question for chat. What games are you most looking forward to this year? There you go. And just to make sure everyone else can follow up on it. There you go. Boom. Thoughts on Kamaravi ripping his own eye out? That was a lot. I'm kind of surprised that worked, honestly, but still. Oh, come on, I know one of you is smash. There you go. Alright, we'll take Soaring Tempest this time. Ooh, that was about to have fun. Well, bam. There we go. I forget how long Dimension Ripper lasts for. Okay, I can't tell anything that's going on here. There are way too many particle effects and we're way too stacked up. Yeah, good luck trying to tell any of this apart. Jeez. Come on. Boom. That'll do a fair amount. If I get final lucky 7 first? Yeah, it doesn't look like I'll get a chance. Well, at least this will knock out Ethel without too much trouble. Probably using Dimension Ripper too much. Since it's AoE, it's not giving as much credit on that count. Alright, Ethel's down. Now just to bring down Kamarov. Oh, someone else beat me to it. Cool. So we got 1 vote for the Trails in the Sky Second Chapter remake. That's for now, but I might have more to say after the next Nintendo Direct. Oh yeah, we should be expecting that within a couple months. I guess, well, which will likely be in February. Yep, sounds about right. We'll see if it ends up being then. Wonder if Dark Souls 3 would have gotten an 8 rating or outright banned if some cut content was left in. That I don't know. I don't know it well enough to say. I didn't realize there was anything that could be that kind of spicy, at least within Dark Souls. Let's see. I don't have any games I'm looking forward to at the moment. Actually, I have slight interest in Ace Combat 8 because I'm a fan of the series. I just hope it's nothing like Ace Combat 7. Was there something in particular that Ace Combat 7 did that was displeasing? I don't know too much about Ace Combat. I'd probably get into it since I enjoyed space combat games. Oh, you have something you want to add to this, brother? About... well, he had just mentioned Ace Combat, and I said that we had played space combat games in the past, so it might be something we'd want to look into at some point, but... well, I keep saying eventually do everything, so no promises anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, some of the stuff I'm hoping to do will be later 15.ai, but I have some good ones in mind.
Well, we were more talking about video games, but either way.
Do you guys remember the X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter games?
Let's see. Let's chat about too. Okay, more talk about Ace Combat. So, Ace Combat 7's story was awful in every way. Felt outright disrespectful to the older games, especially 5. Ouch.
Any comments on my question, or...?
Hey, there's a screen delay. It'll take a while.
I know, but
And you've got no guarantee that they'll respond in the way you expect either. Alright, Kamaravi, time to go down. Alright, back to the city with you.
well, one thing that I was planning on doing was the X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter games, and for one of them, X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter and Balance of Power, since that one,
there we go.
If you're shot down, you just carry over to the perspective of another fighter. I was thinking of taking advantage of that and having it be several character.
Oh, you just want to make videos out of it. That's your only interest now.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's mainly for fun.
Yes?
So I'll need to do some research to make sure that anything that uses music that would be copyright doesn't and immediately get flagged. I know that.
Then turn music off while you're playing. The entire John Williams score will get you.
Or why I'm hesitant to do Star Wars Starfighter, and if we eventually get it, Jedi Starfighter.
Or just take the hit. It's not as if you're streaming on a channel that's monetized.
Of course, I have seen some people.
Alright, let's get murked by these two.
Just need to see how they do it and make sure I do
Alright,
the
focus
thing.
attacks. Either way. Alright, brother, you don't need to talk about personal stuff like that. Go!
Good luck on your end.
Well, I've already got my character knocked down, so it's going great. What was chat up to while I was seeing to that? Let's see. I know of the X-Wing games, never played them. Fair enough. If you want, I can go into the cut Osiris content. I don't know if I have enough context for Dark Souls to understand it. Oh yeah, they don't have chain attacks here, so that's gonna make this fun. Hiya! Hey, get toppled already. Thank you. Bam! Perfect. Wait, did Burst not take? I heard Burst... Hang on a sec. Oh, switching tack. Okay, go mess with Shulk now. Wait, why am I getting focused? Well, Rex is about to make me get Rexed. Thank you, Uni. There we go. Well, looks like we're largely holding our own. Should probably be letting launch be inflicted instead. Alright. Focus back to this. Okay, so you're focusing on Tyon right now. Ah. Oh! I thought you had run the wrong way, but okay. That makes things simple for me. Actually, the moment I saw Noah, I should have tried doing something with Interlink. Ooh, nice. Good job interrupting him with the break. Let's see. What's Chapin up to? I wonder if there's a way to play Warcraft 3 without downloading Reforged. I'm not trying it, but I don't want Reforged.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at this point. I'd have to look into it. Might be worth considering at some point. Especially with how good Blizzard RTS used to be. Definitely worth looking into. Just not sure. Well, I'm not sure how you would do it though, unless you've got an original CD lying around somewhere. That'd probably be the easiest way to do it, but because then you could have it completely disconnected from Battle.net without there being too much of a concern. You wouldn't have the multiplayer components, but you could at least see what the single player's see if the single player's is cracked up to be as it's claimed. Hey, don't you run away from me, Shulk. I'm saying, considering sailing the high seas with Warcraft 3, yeah, that's probably the way to do it. And that's what I've considered doing for games with Denuvo, is just see if there's a crack. If there is, buy it via Steam, and then just pirate it. This is not legal advice. And this is not a suggestion of intent. My decision was just to not worry about the games at all. And of course, because of how old the game is, a CD for stuff like that would be hard to find. Wait, did you just throw your sword at me, Rex? Hiya! Well, thus far, going to hard mode hasn't been a major impediment yet. Although they also aren't enraged yet. That'll make a difference when it comes up. And Tyon got dropped. Maybe I should put them back on their default class type, even if I don't put them back on their default classes. Alright, begin the spam. Oh, you have Origin Blade already? Okay, I'll take it. Wait, hang on. Uni and Tyon got Both got dropped. Uh-oh. That's not good. Which means Mio's the only healer right now. Please do not AoE us into oblivion. That would suck. And I don't have chain attack to use as a way to get around this problem. Okay. Everyone's back up. Except me and Mio now. Okay, we've got a regen field we can exploit. Alright, and that forced me to lose Lucky 7, unfortunately. Okay. Got overlapping regen fields, let's hope that's enough. Just hang on to the regen fields for now. Cool. Nice. Alright, smack. That's gonna enrage you, but we should have enough time to set up a burst combo. At least in theory. Alright, take aggro off of you. Alright, I've got plenty of people with shield bash into myopic screens, so... Perfect. Alright, I only need one. I said favor... I said favor burst combos. What are you doing, boys? Ah, well. Ah, I heard days go out, but it looks like it failed to take. And it looks like Tyon got taunted to... Oh, wait, hang on. That's gonna be a problem. So we've got an enraged Rex that we can't hurt right now. That's gonna be trouble. Gotta make sure there's no nonsense on you. Oh, perfect. Good hit on the burst. I also just lay into him with this since that mighty beat comes up fast. Missed. Cool. What else is Jackson up to? Rex as a boss, Rex with normal defense and HP. That might be the best pirate I've seen. Oh boy, quoting that movie, huh? Yeah, to be fair, there are worse things to quote. That's worse. Alrighty. Ooh! First. Thank you. Thank you much. Now let's just lay into him before Infinity Blade kills lands. Oh, it's killed Senna instead and just badly injured lands. Okay, that's fine. Theory. Murder. Alright, let's see if I can get another Mega Spinning Edge off. Not quite. Very well. Honestly, if Microsoft Blizzard wanted some good press fix Warcraft 3, that would imply that there was the will to fix Warcraft 3. And honestly, I have no idea why they thought it was a good idea to merge the clients. In theory, if it was actually working, and you had the ability to play with people, regardless of whether they were on the original client, but regardless of whether they were playing the original or the new version, then in theory, that's a godsend. Because if the only difference is the visual component, then you can have people who prefer the original graphics playing alongside people who are playing the new graphics, and there would be no issue there, and you wouldn't have to worry about splitting the community. It's not a bad idea, but that then implies that everything is working as it should, which, as you saw, wasn't. Arguably, it is the worst remaster because not only was it ill-conceived, it also broke the original. As sad as it may be to think about. I did not switch off of Sculpt as soon as I should have. And then Tile got dropped. Wait, am I taking aggro? No, it's Mio taking aggro. That's even worse. And Rex oh, jeez! I got toppled and 2 of our healers got dropped. And Uni's on her way. Oh god.
Chin's up, friends.
Huh. I'm gonna need to come in with dedicated teams, aren't I? Am I gonna have to do the same thing as I did with 2?
Man, that's disappointing.
Ow. Freaking...
Lucky challenge. Friends
Ow.
cannot resist, yes?
Ow. Oof. Freaking oof. Okay, how long have we been going? About an hour? Okay. We'll work our way down. We'll work our way down for the rest of the night. I'll go acquire that bonus on normal mode.
Advise
Ow.
not to take it too easy, hmm?
Freaking ow. Of the big 3, who's in the best position and thoughts on each? Hard to say. Because Sony still has their dedicated core, but I'll be curious to see how long that core lasts now that the PC market has access to a lot of their games. Which means in theory there's less that they have to worry about. Well, it means in theory there's less exclusivity involved. And they've also been falling into the trap of trying to make one too many live service games and chasing that niche, which I don't think has been good for them in the long run. Especially with all the problems that are going on with Bungie right now. So, especially since, from what I hear, Naughty Dog is also having to crunch as a result of difficulties getting their game, well, newest game wrapped up. So, hard to say how Sony's doing. They don't seem to be in a very strong position, and unlike Microsoft, they don't have a fallback with with Microsoft Windows. Speaking of which, Microsoft, I keep getting the sense that something big is going to happen. I suspect, well, here's what I'm expecting. This is entirely unrelated to gaming, but it would not surprise me if Microsoft was the reason that the AI bubble bursts. Call it a hunch, and I don't have too much to back it up, but given the mistakes that Microsoft has been making with Windows, and with their focus on trying to put AI everywhere, I get the feeling that if ever there would be substantial backlash to the point where it would burst the AI bubble, it would come from Microsoft first. Especially since their focus, well, and honestly their gaming front hasn't been all that helpful for them because they keep having trouble just, well, first of all, with it, well, with everything, honestly. They keep acquiring stuff and then nothing ever gets produced. Or at least we don't hear anything from them for a very long time. Or for a very long time. And then we hear, oh, this studio got shuttered, or this thing got cancelled, or, oh, they were working on this thing and we haven't heard from them in how long now? It seems that Nintendo's the only one of the big 3 that's doing even remotely successful, and they're going to end up being another testing ground for, okay, we're raising the prices on basically everything. Are consumers actually going to play along, or are they going to go indie or double A? The curious part, for me, isn't what Nintendo's up to, as their strategy is pretty fixed for the next, let's say, probably next 5 years. I think the real question is, how is the PC market going to? Because I think that's the unknown right now. Because right now memory prices are absurdly high as a result of the AI bubble, and are likely going to remain as such for a few years yet. And we've already gone through this, but we had gone through this rigmarole with GPUs doing Bitcoin mining. And, well, it certainly wasn't easy, but it was something that was still technically doable. So, if Steam could get a good enough foothold with their Steam machine, that could be a way out, but I don't know how well that would end up going. Would they end up even being willing to sell at a loss in order to make that happen? Because at this point they probably would if they're aiming for the price that's been speculated. Honestly, I think the big three aren't the ones you should be paying attention to, necessarily. I think it'll be more a matter of the overall market that we'll have to be mindful of. And it's hard to say where that ends up going, because there is certainly an affordability crisis that is impending. But the question is, what will the response be to that? And what could the response be to that? Is this where the bubble bursts on the AAA scene in general? Or is this, well, it's hard to know.
Nothing to it.
It's really hard to know for certain. And with this being an entertainment industry as well, there's going to be a ton of instability no matter what. So, alright.
Archsage wish to see heated bout.
It's hard to know what's going to be coming out, well, what's going to be happening in the next couple of years. Nintendo's the only one that seems to be somewhat independent of the market. Perhaps, but they can't necessarily completely separate themselves from current economic conditions. Because hardware is more expensive to make now, or at least just more expensive generally because of inflation. But that doesn't necessarily mean that their consumer base can afford it either, so we'll just have to see how well the Switch 2 does in the long term. You could argue that it's doing well right now because of consumer goodwill as a result of the Switch 1, but have there been enough good games in order to justify people moving over? Because I don't know if Donkey Kong Bonanza is necessarily a system seller. Mario Kart World definitely isn't at $80, although at the bundle price, that's easily justifiable. Let's see, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is really only good for the niche that, well, for a niche like me who likes Tears of the Kingdom and the Warrior style games. And then you've got what? The Switch 2 versions of Pokemon Legends EA, which I haven't gotten far enough yet to really comment on. And then you've got Metroid Prime 4, which has been mired in all sorts of discussion, not all of it very favorable towards the game. And that's what I've been up to for the last week, is just playing through Metroid Prime Remaster to try and say, okay, so how much of this sense of oddness is from me and how much of it is from the game? And based on what I played of Metroid Prime Remastered, a decent amount is from the game. This could end up being a video to rival the length of the Pillars of Eternity video. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. What's the word count on my review script? Bear in mind that I haven't put in a lot of stuff. I haven't done the general overview yet, or put in a lot of gameplay details. It's been a lot of scattered stuff, and the script's already 5,000 words. Oh god. Bear in mind, some of that is outline. But, actually, how much of it is outlined? I think the only outlined parts are towards the end. Ah, here we are. Okay. That took about 400 words, but even at my usual speaking cadence, that's about 20 minutes. Let's see, Metroid Prime good, well, 4 is good, it has flaws, but I would not call it bad. I would not call it bad, I would not call it good. I would call it okay. At this point, I'm leaning towards 6 out of 10. There's a lot that I like about it, but, wow. Let me put it this way. Hang on, where's my section on characters? Just talking about the characters. Hang on, I spent a long time on this one. Okay. How long is the character section? A full 7 minutes. Okay. Oh boy. Mostly focused on Mackenzie, admittedly, but touching on all of them. At least they have a large war chest. That they do have going for them. They can, and that gives them the opportunity to engage in R&D. That gives them the opportunity to, well, to pause and to reflect, to make sure that they are on the right course. Nintendo is in an advantageous position right now. This is not the position they were in when the Wii U released. The question is, could it get to that point? Well, I don't think it will, because I think we've already had it outselling the Wii, so they haven't, well, the Wii U anyway. The Switch 2 outselling the Wii. Oh, the Switch 2 outselling the Wii U. God, this gets wordy after a while. But, will it... well, how good will the adoption rate be long-term? That'll be the real test. Ah, these guys are gonna have all sorts of dodge. Let's just switch up and just smack them with this until they die. Dodge this, suckers! Dodge all this! I'll just chop it up a bit. I know someone remade Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 and it's better than Reforged, at least I hear. Wouldn't surprise me. Challenge battles are very build dependent. Yeah, I'm getting that. It looks like for the late game stuff, well, for the higher level stuff, I should come in with dedicated builds. I'll probably want to look that up just for the sake of simplicity. Well, why out? Nice!
Good job, friends! Spectacular! Marvelous!
Let's see. Perfect Dark released and died a year later? Yeah. Let's see, the big three, hearing that immediately made me think of the Goddesses of Victory, Nikki. I love referring to Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft as the big three because it makes them sound like this secret cabal that's controlling the world.
Barely even broke a sweat.
Let's see, I'm surprised some of the most common by some of the most common criticism of Metroid Prime 4, like Miles is being treated as the next Jar Jar Binks. From what I understand, he's not even a main character and is barely in the game. The barely in the game is inaccurate. He ends up being a relatively consistent voice that, well, he ends up being more, well, he's definitely not the Jar Jar Binks. Actually, I should probably back out of the game entirely so I can explain this. So, he's definitely not the Jar Jar Binks. There is potential there, there is a workable character buried in there. And there was a point where I was playing the game where he was giving an overview of, well, I have no idea where we are in the system. This is a lot. Can we work together to figure this out? We can? Excellent. I'll see what I can find on my end. Here's what I know so far. If it had just been dialogue like that where he's getting his bearings, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the problem is that the way he was introduced was very millennial, to the point where you could pluck him from the initial scene, throw him in a Borderlands game without modification, and he would fit right in. At that point, that becomes far too millennial for a large contingent of the games industry to tolerate him. And because of that, he ends up being the focal point for a lot of things. And it's not as if, well, Ant ends up being a focal point for a lot of character stuff. Because something that I kept finding with Metroid Prime 4 is that I would just be wandering through the ice area, and I'd get a prodding from the sniper character saying, hey, you know you can scan stuff to figure out where you're going. I was exploring! I know to scan stuff! I'm not stuck! I'm just exploring! It was to the point of being intrusive. I think that's the best way to describe it. I do need to replay the game to see if it still holds if I get rid of... I think there's a tutorial toggle in the options that's enabled by default. I think if I turn that off, some of that will go away, but I'll need to check that. If it does, that takes away a major criticism, and it's something worth pointing out in the review. But right now, my focus is just on getting through this game, then I'll replay this on hard mode, and we'll see how it looks. Either way, and what annoys people further is that this is happening in a Metroid game where after playing Prime and just wandering through an area, bopping along, just reminding myself of how it is to just explore the area that I only half remember. And then, it's funny because the brother said, hey, what are you doing in the water area? You don't have the gravity suit yet. You need to go to Fendrana Drifts for that. And I'm sat there going, yeah, I don't care, I'm just bopping along, and oh, cool, I finally hit the Stonewall point. Now I'll go. Because I wanted to see where this Stonewall point would be, if any, and I hit it, so we carried on. So, you don't get that as much with Prime Remastered 4. And I know that there's a diehard who are very attached to Prime Remastered who are expecting that. I'm less so. It might be worth playing a bit of Prime 2 and 3 because I know some of the criticism that's thrown at Prime 4 can be thrown at Prime 3 as well. But either way, that's getting a little too far off tangent. It is going to be very interesting to create a video on it, and as far as the review channel is concerned, and as far as my free time is concerned, getting a video out on Metroid Prime 4 is going to be priority 1. I'm even holding off on getting into some of the game dev stuff I was looking to do this year, just so that I can throw more time at this. Oh, I forgot about. I didn't look at the name of this one when I went in. This is gonna be fun. Alright, let's rough him up. Let's see, it feels more like an evolution in Metroid Prime 3. Honestly, it probably would be worth replaying Prime 3 entirely in that case, because I think the major difference between Prime 3 and 4 is that instead of having the ship where you navigate from one point to another, you instead have the overarching desert, and I think the overarching desert is the other focal point of criticism, where there's just not enough stuff going on in that area to justify how long you spend there. Especially since, in order to get the 200% required in order to get stuff in the gallery, and to get full 100, well, I don't think it's required for full 100% items. Actually, I know for a fact it's not. But, well, where was my tangent going? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember now. So, in order to get the extra stuff in the gallery, from grabbing every green crystal out there, I put another 40 minutes offline. Which, I'm sat there going, why am I doing grinding in a Metroid game? What is this? I expect this from Xenoblade, and I'm willing to pay the price because I know what I'm getting myself into. Metroid? I'm only spending something like 15 to 30 minutes in an area. Well, and I guess this is more a thing for Prime 1, because one of the main things I noticed with Prime 1 is that with it being interconnected like that, you're only spending 15 to 30 minutes in an area at a time, with some major exceptions like a bunch of time spent in Phendrana Drifts or the Phazon Mines. For the most part, you're bouncing back and forth, which means there can be a lot more variety in the moment. But otherwise, with the way they have it set up right now, you spend the hour in one section that you strive a bunch of the way through, and eventually get to where you need to be. So, well, Prime 3 is linear? Oh, all of them are linear. It's just that Prime 1 gives a greater sense of exploration because the backtracking is more naturally integrated. With it being maze-like, it means, oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to go next? Okay, I'll just go collect items, and eventually I'll find where I'm supposed to go next. In theory, that's how it should be, but, well. Either way, plenty to consider. I'm gonna have a fun time going through all of them. And, here's the fun part. The other reason why I'm testing out a clip-on mic for the living room, I have both Prime 2 and 3 as part of the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Wii. When all of our old games got split up, I ended up with the GBA stuff and my brother ended up with the Wii. But since he's living with me, I can set the Wii up in the living room, and I probably won't stream it. I'll probably just play it on my own time. But, well, I should, in theory, be able to go through the totality of both games to get a sense for, okay, is this, well, how much of this is just a slow shift from one to another, and how much of it is, what's that? And how much of it is an unwelcome shift that showed up in between 3 and 4. Holy crap, am I stuck? Okay, not quite. It just took a while to get ready. Cool. I've heard someone call Metroid Prime 4 a scan simulator, but correct me if I'm wrong, but don't all the games have a lot of scanning in them? Yes, all of them do. Something I did notice, though, is that Prime 1, generally the scans are a lot faster, and there's a variety in how long the scans actually are. So, if I'm just scanning a random panel on a wall, it might take a second. If I'm scanning a boss, it might take me 2 seconds. Maybe 3. Everything in Metroid Prime 4 takes about 2 seconds, and so that little bit, I suspect, makes a difference, especially since it has been something like 18 years between Prime 3 and 4. Don't forget to play Federation Force? No! I don't own that one. I'd have to... Actually, Which platform was that one even on? Wasn't that game resoundingly rejected by the fan base? It might be worth doing so as a novelty just to see, okay, was it really that bad? But for the sake of what I'm doing, if I were going that thorough, I'd also want to bust out Metroid Prime Hunters, and I feel that would be overkill for what I'm trying to do. I'm not looking to make the definitive video on Prime... Well, okay, I'm looking to make the definitive video on Prime 4, but I'm not looking to... I'm not looking to compare it against the totality of the prior franchise. My original plan was just Prime 1 and a little bit of 2 and 3. If I go overboard at all beyond that, it'll just be to play all of Prime 2 and 3. It was 3DS. It has Prime 14, which Alex is in the secret ending. Yes, and I know he's in Prime Hunters, but still. So, it's small things like... So what else is chat been up to? I feel like there's a fair amount that... I feel like I've been talking a lot, and I feel like I've missed a bunch of chat. I feel it's fine, and how good it is down to taste. I feel it will be a love it or hate it game. And that is what I've seen. People either love it or hate it. And I feel like I'm one of the rare people who are just going, eh? It gets close to what I wanted, but there's all this superfluous stuff that makes it hard to just take it as is. So, we'll see how it goes. At this point, yeah, thinking on that, yeah, I probably should at least play through Prime 3 all the way through, because Prime 3 was the first one I played, as the first home console my family had was... Where did all that damage come from? Holy crap. Because Prime 3 was the first Metroid game I played, because the Wii was the first home console we had. So, because back then, since my parents had a PC and my dad was tech savvy and my parents were frugal, the only time we would ever realistically need to, well, quote-unquote need to get a console is if it was offering something we didn't have. For the GBA, it was at a time when handheld wasn't great, and especially for laptops, with the only comparable thing being old-school PDAs. And for the Wii, it had motion controls. So, Prime 3 was my first, and so some of the... Well, the fact that there are NPCs isn't a problem for me, as I'm used to that. And Prime 1 is definitely an exception on that count. Although, it's an exception that I suspect people would want to go back to. Though, honestly, if people want that, maybe that's what I should be making instead of what I have in mind instead. Although, what I have in mind as a first game is going to be a hell of a lot easier to pull off than something that would require such intricate level design. As a homage to Prime 1. So, thanks for taking the time to explain in detail. Let's see, as for... I'm not sure who that's referring to. She keeps reminding you of basic information even if the tutorials are turned off. I get how it would be annoying. But as I said before, I get why characters like to exist. Yeah, and I think that would be the main thing. I need to see how... Well, I think that's the thing I need to confirm with a replay. How much can that sort of thing be turned off? If it can be turned off, excellent. That takes away a lot of my criticism. At that point, I can just say, hey, can we not make that the default? That way you can go and dig into it if you must. But, or at least make it clear that, hey, there is an option to turn it off if it does exist. If that exists, that takes away a lot of the bite behind my argument. But that's something I do need to confirm. The sniper did not talk that much. Hang on. Where was it? The sniper did not talk that much when I played or asked about scanning at all. If you go back into my streams, it might take a bit to find it, but I distinctly remember a point when I was streaming it, and I was in the laboratory, where he explicitly said, hey, go scan things to find where you're supposed to go next. I remember having a very negative reaction to that when it came up. I know it's somewhere, I think in the laboratory area. No, okay, the whole thing is a laboratory, but in the set of 4 rooms. Before the power's restored. I distinctly remember that. And the fact that it was coming from not just Miles was just as much as an annoyance for me. The fact that it was consistent. Although I will grant you, there was one time I was being a dumbass failing to scan a monster, in order to figure out what I was supposed to do to bring it down, and then Miles came in and had to remind me. I will grant you that I was a dumbass at one point, and did need the reminder. Though, you can just as easily argue, hang on, is there a more intuitive way in gameplay to explain what you need, to where you shouldn't even need the reminder? Though, at the same time though, Prime 1 also had instances where... Oh, right. I forget how long this challenge battle is. Have we been here for 10 minutes? I haven't even been thinking all that much about the game itself. Jeez. Yeah, well. So, I don't know, I'm really torn on that, because... And I remember seeing one thing, is that there was one point pretty recently where I was playing through Prime 1, and as I had mentioned, I didn't have the gravity suit yet, which I need in order to explore an underwater level. And I knew that I got the gravity suit elsewhere, I just couldn't remember where. And Brother says, hey, you need the gravity suit. And I think, I'll just keep bopping along. And then there was text instead of audio, because naturally no other characters around. And I remember people making a big deal about saying, hey, you know there's a difference between having an external character remind you of your objective versus a computer that notes, you don't have the means to get here yet. And it's just a small little text prompt to where you're still in silent contemplation, you just get a little alert that, hey, maybe go explore somewhere else. Which, I can see that argument, though it's a weak one, I feel. Because it is still the reminder that, hey, you shouldn't be here yet. You're gonna be, well, is this really the best place for you to be? And yada yada. So, still substantively different, well, similar, even if there are subtle variations. Don't forget the best Prime game, Prime Pimple. Wait, that was a thing? Maybe Prime 5 will be more to your taste? Well, honestly, I'll be very curious to see what they do with Prime 5, because in theory it would be their chance to meaningfully look at the feedback and make adjustments. And I'm going to be ending my video with a warning to Nintendo and Retro Studios saying, hey, you avoided some of the pitfalls with Other M, but the issues that were present here are ones that are more broadly contentious to the wider culture, and have led to a decent amount of contention as a result. There is social capital that has been lost as a result of this game, so you need to be very careful when approaching a theoretical follow-up. And if Prime 5 ends up the same way as Prime 4 did, it will be seen as the last Jedi of the franchise. I will say that right now. I suspect it will reach that point. So the question is, will they... Well, as long as they don't do the desert again, I think from a gameplay standpoint they'll be okay. At least okay enough. They may want to modify things from a story standpoint, or at least a characterization standpoint, as I don't think the characters, even if you exclude the, hey, stop telling me what to do part, I think they weren't quite strong enough for what they had in mind for the end, especially given that they did a fake out that undercuts that a little bit. So, it's hard to say how it's going to turn out. What lessons will they learn from this? I think that's the more important question. Not necessarily how it will go, but, well, how it will go will depend on what lessons are learned. So we'll have to see. I hope Prime 5 is more to my taste. I mean, I would hope that for any game I'm playing, but still. And you could argue with Prime 4, there's a bit of grace that can be extended because they had to literally restart development at one point, and may have still had some story ideas bopping around that they needed to try and follow through on, though you can't look me straight in the eye and tell me that their ideas for characters came from Japan. You cannot tell me that. That was very much an American kind of writing style. Well, that was very much Californian-American when you looked at how the characters are written. Or at least their mentalities. Jeez. Not even necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but it was very clear that that is who wrote it. So we'll see how it goes. I wonder if the developers were scared of making another Metroid Other M. Oh, hey, we touched on that already. Because Metroid Prime 4 seemed to want to have a bigger emphasis on story with a sizable cast of characters, yet at the same time a lot of the conversations the side characters have with each other can be completely ignored, and Samus herself doesn't talk much, so she can't have much of a relationship with any of them. Yeah, and I think that does mean that when the ending comes and you have to say goodbye, that makes it even rougher. So, you can't necessarily have that great camaraderie, because I think the closest that you have is maybe with the sergeant or the sniper. But the problems in those cases is that the sergeant is too busy trying to keep the fangirl in line, and I don't know, something about the sniper just felt really basic to me. It's felt like the writing you would see from someone who had an idea, well, who had written only just enough in order to get it functional, without necessarily concern for whether it, without necessarily enough concern for whether it had been fully fleshed out, if that makes any sense. But you got the sense of, okay, there's something here, but it's not fully fleshed out in your mind, and because of that, there's something off here. Let's see. I beat that section with no interruptions? Interesting. So I wonder... Interesting. I'll have to go checking the set. Well, again, we'll see what happens when I play through it again. It's like they're trying to find a balance between a focus on story and a focus on gameplay. So they don't have to take... they don't have to take the... they don't want to attempt another story-focused game that won't be as hated as Other M. And yeah, that's a fair concern. And I remember seeing some people say, hey, it feels weird that Samus doesn't say anything. Because it's not as if she's incapable of speaking. They even had her do some basic lines with that Chozo in Dread. So it's not as if her speaking even a little bit is necessarily out of place. So... that might be worth mentioning, actually. Hang on. I'm going to make a note to include that. Okay. Where should I put this? Right here. That'll do. Okay, get rid of that. It's okay to have Samus speak. Just don't make her more talkative than a Borderlands character. Yeah, I'll know what that means when I look back at that note. What else is chat been up to? Sorry for the grammar mistakes in the last sentence. No, that's okay. I got the intent. I think they were trying to avoid that because they didn't want to get memed into oblivion for the baby and stuff like that again. I can understand being hesitant on that count. So for Prime 4's issues, it might be due to the long dev time. It is possible. I feel the rumor was partly due to how long Prime 4 was in development when it started the style of humor. Well, that style of humor was in. It's possible. Although, you could argue that style of humor is still in to an extent. Hard to say for certain. Either way. Let's see. Looks like if I wanted to keep going with the hard mode stuff, it would be starting to dip into stuff that we haven't beaten in normal mode. Alright. How much longer do we want to go at this? I think I've said everything that I reasonably can with respect to Prime 4. Because at this point, I think I've said most... Is there any... Actually, I might as well bust out my script, see if there's any other point to mention. Oh yeah, I could go into nitpicks like the fact that we've got generic names like... What was it? Okay, Volt Forge was actually nice. Fury Green sounds like a Shadow the Hedgehog level, and you can't tell me otherwise, but... Great Minds? Okay, well, we had Madmore Caverns and Fendrana Drifts. What do we have now? Flare Pool. But that is extreme nitpicking, and I'm willing to admit that. It is extreme nitpicking. I understand their fear as well, but I hate games with a focus on story or attempt a story with multiple characters while also having a silent protagonist. It's the fastest way to make me check out. That's fair. I'm one of those weirdos who wants Gordon Freeman to speak if they ever bring back Half-Life. That's a hot take. Maybe the humor was not as well, or maybe that humor was not as... I'm not sure what that word was supposed to be. Well, to be fair, that style of humor was everywhere back in... Let's see, it would have been 7 years ago when that style of humor was most prevalent, so 2019. It's not as if it was...
Big responsibility.
It's not as if it wasn't everywhere. Well, yeah, it was in a lot of places by then.
Decisions.
Indeed. Contentious. Okay, I'm assuming that's what that word is. But yeah, to be fair, that style of humor has grown very contentious, and I'm right there with the people, because it's not as if that humor is necessarily a problem unto itself, but it ended up overstaying its welcome. It's fine to have a few... Well, it's the same trends that you see with basically every style of... Well, every style of writing throughout. Whenever you start having a lot of writing go out that's very serious, very gritty, very so out the edge, you inevitably have people who want something that's either sillier or a bit more tongue-in-cheek or parodying that. And so, you'll have constant oscillation back and forth between all that. Heck, we're seeing it right now. We're arguably still seeing that with... What was it? The fact that they're trying to move more towards... Well, the fact that there's a big push right now, culturally speaking, to try and go back to just... Well, back to basics, as it were. So... Hard to say how it'll turn out. Okay, if I'm gonna keep talking like this, I may as well go and do an Archsage Gauntlet so we're not just staring at a blank screen. Alright, let's see how far we can go with this. Let me just make sure Noah's fully equipped. Well, for what I have in mind, anyway. Arts. Let's see. I may have gotten you a topple art by this point. I probably need to have you work on Kamaravi's class for that. Either way, pressure drop takes away one of the important ones. Alright, give me 1 second. Need to hit something on OBS. Audio. There we go. I needed to reset something. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright. Whoops, wrong one. Alright, Pro Archsage Gauntlet. Here we go. Okay. 100% Gordon Freeman is an awful character because he's not a character, and it makes me not care about Half-Life 2 and its episode story because they have so many moments and entire levels dedicated to solely dialogue, but the main protagonist can't partake in it, so you're stuck there watching the actual characters have a conversation which you can't have any involvement in. Well, that's the frustrating part, because you listen to the stories that Alex and others will tell of what Freeman was up to before we take control. It's not as if there was zero character, but tragically just not as much character as we may have wanted.
It'll be my pleasure.
Come on, you know you wanna. Let's see. It's like how brown and gray was big in the 360 style? Yeah, pretty much. Let's go searching for Fiona. That's not... Well, actually... Heavy healer? That'll be useful.
I'll show you what a queen can do. I have your back, friends.
There we go. There we go. Okay, ooh, actually, that's probably the most useful one I could get at Stage 3. Here's hoping it works out. Let's see. So, Prime 4 restarted development in 2019. So, I'd be curious to know how many of those initial drafts remained, though. Because I think that's really the fascinating part. How much of the current direction of the gameplay component is on Retro? Because we can... I think it's pretty safe to blame them for the story component. Actually, Eno's not a bad one. But how much can be laid at their feet for the sake of the gameplay components? Because the desert as a concept isn't the worst idea if there was more going on in that desert. But I guess the other problem is that I don't know how congruous it would be in general, because even Prime 3, you had multiple points where you could land your ship to where you have multiple points of entrance for a given area. And you see that with Prime 1, where you have multiple connection points for even the Phazon mines, which is largely separate, where you can get there from either the Talon 4 Overworld or Magmore Caverns later on, and because of the interconnectedness. So it's not just you have the one area in order to reach this section, and you're done. So, I wonder if the desert may have been ill-conceived from the start on that basis alone. You're taking your sweet time to load up, game. Fine, let me keep rambling. Trends change sometimes. A project can be out of date when it comes out, but not when it started. Called the Duke Nukem effect. Although Duke Nukem was its own problem, to be fair.
If there's no other way,
What else is chat up to? Oh, continuing the Half-Life 2 thread. Makes Alex's romance with Gordon a worse love story than... Bruh! Okay. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I get not liking it, but damn. So, they have no chemistry with each... Well, to be fair, it's not as if you can't have much chemistry given the circumstances, so I'll concede on that point. But then Alex has the hots for a plank of wood. I get Gordon can carry the entire rebellion to victory, but he can't carry a conversation. Fair enough. I do wish he could have spoken. Fascinating times. Fascinating times.
if there's no other way, then we go all out.
Maybe I should just release a clip of, well, a highlight of this instead of just making the video. That would certainly be simpler. Nah. Smack. Alright, I should be well equipped enough for what's coming next. Alright, so I'm reliant on Rex to land topple. And then I'm reliant on having pressure drop at the ready if I want to make sure that I can land launch. And that's okay. Wha-blam. You done? Wait, why am I being focused? Get off of me. I know I'm big and scary because I can do the hurting, but come on. Alright, we good? Yeah, listen. Oh god, Noah and Rex both got dropped? Oh, it's a good thing I brought Nia. Oh, what? If Eno carries this, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Oh my gosh. Thoughts on the Zelda movie being live action? I feel we don't have enough info yet. Agreed. I'm not gonna say anything because of that. Of course. Okay, we can't end on that note. Come on. If I get stomped on this one more time, I don't know, I guess we just... Well, whatever the result of this one, we'll call it after that.
Challenge! Begin!
Hiya. That's not a bad option, actually. I'll take Melia.
You will not regret this decision. Now you shall witness our power.
Good job!
Alright, got that going for us. Excellent.
Me? I'll try. My best to help. Good job, Noah.
Perfect. Okay, and then... Yeah, that'll work.
We're on the ball.
Mario Movie 2 looks good so far. Yeah, we don't know much about that one either. All we have is a trailer and a theme.
Then we go all out.
To be fair, looks promising, but we'll see how it holds up in the long run. Smack! Okay,
If there's no other way, then we go all out.
We'll get you!
Demolition!
Good. Victory is within our grasp. We can do it!
cool. Relatively straightforward. You know what?
I'll show you what a queen can do.
Let's roll with it.
Your back, friend.
Know more about the Mario movie than we do about Zelda? Well, even so.
Good job.
We've got this!
Even so. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm expecting it'll be at most on par with the original film. It'll be a fun romp, but it won't be that much more than that. And you know what? For a Mario movie, that's all I'm really looking for, so that's fine. Wham. Alright, am I gonna get a tank? Please? Nope. Okay.
There's no other way, then we go all out.
Now you shall witness our power. Resonant bloom. Elemental discipline.
Rude. Come on, die already, please. Thank you. Hiya. Well, at least we've got Melia to inflict topple now. Ooh, actually, Xeon's not a bad option. If I could find someone to inflict break, Xeon's not a bad option at all. Because he's got taunt as well, so he can forcibly steal away aggro effectively. Okay. This ain't a bad opener. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Although, I thought it was all coming together the last time too, and here we are. On attempt number 2 for the night. On what I wasn't even planning to do.
This will be a challenge. Don't lose focus. They may cause us problems.
Well, aggro's not on me anymore. Okay. Cool. Alright. So we've got a hefty amount of damage coming out. Perfect. Alright. We've at least got a couple options to topple with. Even if pressure drop won't be ready in time. Okay, pressure drop is ready next time we get a top. Well, it was ready. This is why I don't have unlimited sword enabled right now. You're gonna end up dead, Melia. Let's. There we go.
Celestial strike.
Nice try, Xeon. I appreciate the effort. Here. Damage reduction is always useful.
Fight with focus. Dead set. Power of a queen.
Hiya! Cool. That works. That's always a good one to pull out. It may delay how quickly we get a more reliable breaker. Let's see, I think... what would be ideal? Maybe if we got Riku and Manana, so we can get some more field effects on play. After that... If we could get a Shira to get better launch guarantee, that'd be good as well. There we go.
If there's no other way, then we go all out.
Ooh.
Keep your attack focused.
Oh no, you don't. You're not leaving here. I am absolutely getting... Ask and thou shalt receive. Excellent. Excellent. Now I just need someone to more reliably inflict break and I'll be happy. Fortunately, break is relatively common. Let's see. So we have 4 people from Keves and 2 from Agnes. I think most of the characters who inflict break at this point are from Agnes, but... Well, let's just get our resilience up, just so we don't have to worry too much in the meantime. Cool. Problem is, I'm on Gunslinger, which just kills too quickly. I mean, that was just Mighty Beat. It doesn't even do a whole lot of damage in the grand scheme of things. Although, to be fair, it's normally on a tank class. Sure. Since I've got 4 Kavesi, I can tap into stuff related to that. Well, if you're gonna shoot at me anyway, have this. Sucker. Actually, I wonder if I should have changed Elemental Discharge on Melia to something else. Because she automatically gets rid of elements when more than 3 pop up. So, that'd be worth considering that at some point.
If there's no other way, then we go all out.
What's Chad up to? You should try a Mario RPG sometime? Eventually. Maybe. I'm gonna keep saying eventually until... well... only so many games I can play. Just a matter of what I can make time for. Cool. Bam! Alright, a bit of extra score for inflicting smash as well. Even better. Alrighty. I wonder if you'd like old school Castlevania, the more linear ones. Maybe you'd like the Metroidvania one, since it's the other half of the name. At some point it may be worth checking them out. Although, it would also be a good way for... well, it would also be a good opportunity for bloodletting to slake that part of the audience. Let's see. Thoughts on Xeon and his voice actor? I've said as much when he first showed up. I don't think there's much more that needs to be said on that count. Or at least nothing that's changed. Why is my phone buzzing at me? Okay. I can ignore that. Let's see, do you think you'll do X? At some point, I think my overarching plan right now is wrap up Silk Song and maybe Deltarune. Once the wrap up Xenoblade 3, wrap up Silk Song, do a CRPG, then C2X. That's my current plan. Whether it works out that way remains to be seen, but that is the point. And given how much I'm looking to do this year, I don't know how quickly I can see to all that, but all in due time, right? All in due time. Actually charge up, remember? Okay, I can't pass that up. Especially going into... yeah, especially going into this. Alrighty. Resisted. You've still got the Break Brooch, so at least it'll happen more often. I should put Break Brooches on everyone who's got Break. Come on. I didn't time out Lightning Storm in time. Let's just hope it misses anyway. Oh, looks like it did. There we go. Okay. Whoops, did not mean to hit that button. I guess I'm just using a launch then. Crap. I did not mean to burn that here. That is a waste and a half. Maybe I shouldn't have put down pressure drop. Let's see. Castlevania will be good for Through the Looking Glass? Yeah, that's a good reason to check it out. Although, honestly, any one of this... Well, I had 3 ideas for the CRPG I wanted to play, because I wanted to do something different. So, I was debating between... What was it? I'm debating between Knights of the Old Republic 2, which would be a retrospective, the original Fallout, or Dragon Age Origins. That's what I'm deliberating right now. I'm leaning toward KOTOR 2, but I think Fallout would also be fascinating, given the circumstances. Alright, let's just hit the button just to do all the damage, since I'm not going to get a chance to do a combo. Hiya! Oh, of course.
My favorite part.
Perfect. Alright. That's always useful. Let's see. Hopefully, Xenoblade X by the end of 2027. Honestly, that may end up being accurate. Because it took me, what, half a year to see 2 Pillars of Eternity all the way through? Streaming it weekly? Yeah, probably accurate. Oh, not quite fast enough. Hit the wrong button again. No matter. That'll do. No. Let's just take the risk on bolstering attack. Hopefully I won't get a break user amongst all that. Although I should have used the shuffle ticket since I had gotten 1 hero. Maybe I would have gotten lucky on a second. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Archsage Whimsy yet. Let's see, no Chapter 13 of Xenoblade X's new content added in Definitive Edition. Yeah, I figured they'd add something. Just, well, I'm surprised I haven't heard too much about it, though I suppose the Xenoblade fan base is good at keeping things under wraps, so of course I haven't. There we go. Ooh. You know what? Perfect.
Allow me to safeguard you, and all that we stand for.
Perfect.
Let's keep faith in ourselves.
If that isn't a perfect opportunity to get a break user while also improving our Kavesi characters, I don't know what is. Now I just gotta carry on. What else is Jack left here? Let's see. Not sure if that spelling's correct, but a Fallout game set in a steampunk fantasy, or at least as far as I've heard. Do you just mean in tone, I assume? If it's steampunk? Yeah, that would be my guess. Wonder if you play Trails, would you play SC right away to how FC ends? But the Falcons. Well, I know nothing, so I will make no judgments. Well, I will make no declarative statements. There we go. Okay, I'm really starting to need something for the Nopon gauge, or else we might be in... Ooh, pizza. Ah, damn it, it escaped. And then I just wasted a launch charge. Ah, damn. Worst of both worlds on that one. Crap. Missed the Pepito and then just wasted the launch charge. Crap, that was literally worst of both worlds. Worst of all worlds. Ugh. I'll be beating myself up over that for a while now. Let's just get some more damage in. Actually, wait, an event right as I'm getting low Nopon gauge? This is a terrible idea. Please let it be just nothing but Pipito. Oh, that's literally worst case scenario. Oh, Nopon watch stays still. Oh, perfect. Okay, I took a gamble and won. Oh boy, let's go gambling. I am. There we go. I'm surprised Melia survived that. Still shackled, huh? At least one of our tanks isn't shackled. Okay, cool. Murder. Please. No pun gauge, please. No pun gauge, please. It's starting to get really dicey. This is where I get Mobius to come in and completely ruin my day, isn't it? Actually, you know what? I know how to drag this out. Chain attack.
How about this? How about
Pew pew. Yeah, let's go with that. Then Melia can start setting stuff up. And then Shulk. Perfect. Well, I should have done something other than a breaking art. Alright. You two brought back up, cool. Just in case it matters. Alright, I'm trying to think of who has AoE amongst this group. Ah, here we are. Oh, and of course OBS starts having problems. Of freaking course. Why are you like this, OBS? Why have you been consistent? Well, you haven't been as consistent about it lately. I thought we were past it, damn it. What is going on? Ah, well. Okay. That at least gave us a bit of extra time to run out the Nopon gauge. Or the Nopon watch. Shit. That could be devastating. Yeah, I've done it now. And now Melia is about to drop, and that's most of our damage gone. And there goes Melia.
Better do something about that one.
Okay, luckily Shulk is a dodge tank, so we should be fine for a while yet. If this hits, well, if we're unable to get Nopon gauge during a boss, well, before the boss stage, that might be it. I'm amazed that didn't hit me. Alright, so Shulk finally got dropped. I think Ashira is also a dodge tank. It looks like she's the focus right now. Okay, we've at least got a launch charge. That helps. Okay, we better get Nopon gauge or we might just be dead. Okay, we're... Alright. We carry on.
Keep your heads or lose them.
Stand firm.
Alright, we're doing heavy damage to him to lead off, so that's a good sign. Oof! Thank you, Fiona. Actually, since I'm using Way Home less often, I should set it next to Demolition. Although, for cases like this... BOOM! Please no bully. Well, at least aggro's off. Ow. At least we've got more than one character who can put down a reject field. Nice. Don't even need to wait for a Shira. Smirk. Ooh, nice. Cool. Alright. Relatively straightforward for that one. You know what? Let's keep leaning into this.
Keep your heads or lose them.
Stand firm.
I lost the enemy's attention.
Whoop-wham. Yeah. Okay. I think we've settled into a good rhythm. Now just to see if we can hold it. Okay, should have seen that coming. I have officially been Rexed. Wait, what did you just say, Nia?
I am your spirit, Noah.
Remind me. Okay, so I do have a bonus for lingering. Alright, so I only have 2 attackers, so that doesn't seem worth right now. Off the price, and this one does nothing for me. Actually. I mean, launch charge is a more definitive way to just lay the smackdown on particular enemies. But at the same time, when you get later in, the Nopon Watch starts to... Well, the amount required to fill the Nopon Watch back up starts to add up. Yeah, let's go for it.
This will be a challenge. Don't lose focus. This will be a good battle. Let's take it on. I lost the enemy's attention.
Hiya!
Someone lost their temper.
Rude.
I'll be your opponent.
At least I can reapply it easily enough. Nice. Rude. Please no bully. Please no bully.
We can keep this going.
Nice. And then killed before I can do much more. Eh, so be it. Not a bad idea if I'm gonna lead more into chain attacks. Let's go for it.
Your heads or lose them. I hope this won't prove a mistake.
We'll see.
Stop there.
See what his chapter notes here. Alright, more talk about trails. Just say the trail's gonna be known for massive cliffhangers. Oh, okay, fine. Even if you don't get answers right away, we'll probably get answered eventually. No, how encouraging. We're at 13 games now. You really want me to check this out, don't you? in my copious spare time. Let's see. Hold on to it for now.
This will be a challenge. Don't lose focus.
Redeeming bloom.
Not gonna get a smash off in time. Don't you dare run away on me! Got it. Okay, I got the launch charge back. Excellent. Wasn't able to land smash, but that's okay. Ooh, I'll take that though. Oh my. Really? Nope.
Keep your heads or lose them.
Careful. Don't do your
The power of the queen.
off your feet.
Let me hit it. Thank you. Alright, that's that down. Boom. Let's see. Yeah, I'm okay with that trade.
This will be a challenge. Don't lose focus.
We'll make out of this together, I
I lost the enemy's attention.
There we go. Are you actually gonna shoot at him, Noah? Please. Boom. Aw. Nothing special from that one, huh? To be fair, you have a tendency to kill things before they can get a chance. Or the belly will kill him before we get a chance at him. Boom. Takes care of that. Yes, please. And, since we're running low on that now,
Keep your heads or lose them.
Stand firm. If you run,
there we go. Cool. Yeah. Good. Nice. Very well, aren't we? Yeah, looking at this. Now that we've got a good rhythm going. My hand. Perfect. Leave it at that for now.
none shall lay a finger on my head.
Oh, I wondered if the shear would get to it in time. Nice. It's not like I'm having to rely on Rex getting to the side of him before launch takes effect. That has its benefits. Where are you going, Melia? There we go.
Celestial strike.
Ooh. Every time I get the 10k. Well, still useful.
Your heads or lose them. All right. We've got my full support.
Okay, no, we're not sticking around for Nope on Watch Depletes faster. Nope, I would sooner waste the chain attack.
I've got an idea. All right.
Alrighty, let's bust him up. Wonder when Mobius interference will show up. Please no. Alright, launch. Probably a bit early to use Brave Assault here, but you know what? Anything we don't use gets preserved, so...
Let's change it up. Let's cut the way.
Done. Alright, we'll see how much that ends up leaving behind in practice. Okay.
Keep your heads or lose them.
None shall lay a finger on my friends. Summon element.
Go, kill them now. Finish. Your fighting spirit burns bright.
Boom! I left that to open things up.
Monitor the enemy carefully.
Well, I think I was a little over-enthusiastic, boys. Well, it is Rex's son-in-law, so it gets some time from him. Oh, is that from when I made a comment about Noah getting Rexed? Oh, dude! Again? I don't think I should stand next to people anymore. It clearly only gets me killed. Okay, maybe our tanks are just having trouble drawing aggro in general then. Jeez. Okay. Let's see if I can risk this. Well, I ended up standing for longer than I expected. The resistant break, huh? Maybe I should have taken Ogre. Oh, perfect. That'll probably be the killing blow. Yep. Nice. Didn't even need the chain attack. Cool. Probably won't be able to get away with that again. At least not the same way, but either way. Yeah, that'll work. We need more LPs like the Grim Fandango one? At some point. With my copious spare time. Dude!
Better do something about that one. Need you, Noah.
Still snuck it in. Nice. That should help. Wait, who inflicted bind? I didn't think we had that. There we go. Luckily, Ashira and Xeon are both good at drawing aggro. Alright, 2 down. Cool. Oh, that's what Nia said. Okay. Down you go. Alright. How many cursed emblems do I have right now? 2. So that would improve things. So add a third. It's not that much attack. Well, that is max HP down, so that means we're more vulnerable to a one-shot. And I don't think I've got enough HP up to justify that yet. But it really wants me to do that anyway. So, given that a lot of our initial arts and the essential ones are on... Yeah, given that most of our arts are Kadesti, that's definitely not what we should be doing. And this one doesn't help us at all. Oh? Sure, why not? It worked out well for us last time. Especially since I'm going to be in need of Nopon Watch soon. Ooh, lucky monster. Actually, I'm curious. Ooh, it does still count. Useful. So, based on what's left,
Let's try it like this.
so what can I do with this? I wonder how much AoE nonsense I can throw in.
I have it. Let me handle this. Care to hear my plan? This will be satisfying.
We'll see. Well, that's a useful one.
Stay focused.
Alright, get some AoE down on the rest.
Last bit. Not
Hiya! Well, I did a decent amount of AoE to everyone. Oh, should have gone with the Shira after all.
now. Starlight kick.
I'm gonna be kicking myself over that one for a while.
I salute your judgment.
Well, AoE the rest some more.
Get ready.
Oh, useful.
We could go with this.
Let's test it out.
More AoE bullshit! Go! Yeah. This is such overkill.
Witness the outcome.
Done and dusted.
Okay, so we got our launch charge back. Very well.
Good stuff. That's the way.
Alright, we're starting to need Nopon gauge. There we are. Perfect.
Keep your heads or lose them.
Careful. Don't throw your lights away.
What? Excuse me?
I'll be your opponent.
Well then. That was a lot out of nowhere. Okay. Nice. Ow. Too much damage dealt for a smash to take place. Very well. Cool. Go. Perfect. Now. Well, I was complaining about that eventually causing problems. Don't have a lot of debuffs, but slight attack boost is always useful. Do I dare? Do I dare? I dare. It's gonna be Mobius, but I dare anyway.
Keep your heads or lose them.
I knew it! I knew it was gonna be Mobius! Alright, let's get him. Let's get horrifically beat up. It'll be fun. Boom! Alright, now that I have all of your attention... Die! Excuse me while I take this aggro off. I'm glad that went to Shulk instead of me. Ooh. Even better. Yeah. Oh ho ho. How did I suddenly turn French? I should probably stop after this. There we go. Whoa! That took Ashira out in a hurry. And then Melia got murked immediately after. Sounds about right. Can you not? Die. There we go. Okay, we're fine. And then done. Alright. Survivable. Clearly. Not without effort, perhaps, but still.
This will be a challenge. Don't lose focus. I hope this won't prove a mistake. Come on, out of the way.
Okay. What do we got here? Cool. Whoa! Okay. I'm gonna be dying this much, maybe I should have taken Eno. I wonder if I could take the skill from Eno that... well, what was it? That lets you take that lets you get benefits as you get knocked down. Might be worth the might be worth investigating if that's one of the skills you get. This keeps being a problem. I'm kind of surprised I survived that since I was in range. Okay. You okay there, Nia? Go. Alrighty. Starting to run the Nopon watch down a little bit. Although I did get more shuffle tickets. Actually, Dex is always useful. Please, let me hit stuff more reliably.
I hope this won't prove a mistake.
Actually, since we are having problems with the Nopon watch,
How about this?
oh, it's not doing anything to the guards flanking him. Maybe I should have taken them out before starting the chain attack then. Guess we'll see if it ends up working out.
Bow down.
Very well.
Seconds. Time to end this.
Now
Have
then.
an idea?
As well. Sure.
I shall settle.
Alright, just focus on blowing it up. And from this juncture...
Let's try it like this.
let's keep building up something absurd.
I'll give it a go. I have it. Let me handle this. I salute your judgment. Show no
As we'll let you be the one leading off.
real heat from the enemy. Get ready.
There we go.
Care to hear my plan?
Okay, now we just need to break it. Utterly. Let's let everyone have a turn on this before we let Melia have some fun.
Bow down.
Alright, this should be enough to break it. Or if not this, Noah should be able to break it thoroughly on his run.
Bring it home. Above and beyond.
Alright, I knocked that one out in a hurry. Now we just gotta deal with the two flanking him and we're done.
You forget whom you're dealing with.
There we go.
I can't move.
Hmm. It's only a partial recharge, so I don't know if it's worth that much. If I had nothing but healers, that might be worth it, but I don't think it's worth with what I have right now.
Keep your heads or lose them. I hope this won't prove a mistake. Celestial
There we go.
You're a lifesaver.
Bam! Rude! And then I get really dropped. Down you go. Close to it anyway. Here we go. Cool. And then... Would primarily hurt the Agnian members. I don't think it's worth.
Keep your heads or lose them.
That should do. Well, if you're gonna heal it so I can land the smash attack, I will not raise complaint. I just need to make sure I survive what's next. And it looks like we have. Cool. This one down. Cool. Alright, we're starting to run low on the Nopon gauge. Oh, if you're just gonna give me a bunch of those. Ah, that's annoying. Let's hold off on using the final one for a bit longer. I've got every launch charge, which helps. Oh, perfect timing. Rude. Go. Okay, good. Good. Okay, thank goodness. We're fine. Remind me how much we get from... That's worth.
Keep your heads or lose them.
Okay. We've dealt with you before. So that shouldn't be too much of a concern, given the circumstances. And since we've got maxed out everything right now, as soon as I have demolition, I should be able to... Oh god! At least you got me back up in a hurry. Alright, let's just hit smash once. And of course that draws attention again. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that'll have no negative consequences at all whatsoever. Really not. May as well just hit this button then while we're at it. Cool. Smack! Gonna resist, huh? Very well. Actually, I should have had her pass the defense up to people. There we go. Remind me to give you a break, Brooch, when I get the chance. Cool.
I've got an idea.
I have an idea. Here goes.
Let's do it. Celestial strike.
Alright. Okay. See what you can do. Well, hefty damage either way. Now let's look for either Melia or Noah.
Let me offer some wisdom.
And of course I got none of those, but that's fine.
We could go with this. I thought there was
This is probably gonna outlast the fight, given the circumstances. Ooh, actually, that's really good. Really drag this out. Let's see, I think this won't complete out. It completed outright. Great! Fine.
How's this for a plan? Care to hear my plan? This will be satisfying.
Well, that should still do a hefty amount of damage, so I'll take it.
I'm going in.
Alright, deal what damage you can. We'll see how much Melia can land to give him a chance. Go. Ow! Thought aggro was on someone else. Ouch. Yeah, that's a lot of damage you're dealing to us. Maybe I should have held off on the chain attack until I had seen a threat like that emerge. Whoa! Uh-oh. That's both of our healers down. Okay. We're taking this seriously now. Nope. Shit. Is this where it ends?
Cannot be the end.
That's the last mistake you'll ever make. My wheelhouse exactly.
Nice one.
Monado armor.
I don't think a launch charge would make a difference at this point. It would just buy time.
Wheelhouse exactly. We can keep this going.
I think this is it.
For me to quit.
Yeah, I think we just buy time now. I don't think this makes a difference, though. Nope.
Oh, done it.
Zion had the best chance of survival, and now he's down. That's it. GG.
We'll just have to try again. Try
Ow.
better.
Ow. Alright. A valiant effort, perhaps. But no S rank on that yet.
This was a valuable lesson.
Yeah, don't suck.
Decisions.
Okay, so how are we looking on these? How many are left? So, 8 per page. 1, 2, 3. 3 pages exactly, so 24 left. Let's make it 22. Alrighty. I guess that'll just have to suffice. Okay. Actually, how much would I need in order to get the remainder at this point?
Decisions.
So they're all +2 at this stage. 22 left. A decent number of 10k, a few 5k. If I'm only getting 12k from the hard mode intermediate, which is the most reliable and probably the most efficient at this point. Well, it'll get there. It'll get there. Eventually. Should probably go for that out. Should probably focus on the ones that would be the most useful to me generally, but... well... either way. I think it was the same level you did last time. Well, I had one where I got to A rank, apparently. What was my best?
Choose which Whichever challenge tickles friends' fancy.
Oh, right. My best one, I got stonewalled on the final one at 70. Okay. Either way, I guess that's where we'll call it for tonight. So,
Choose
that in
whichever
mind,
challenge tickles friends' fancy.
rather, I'm literally about to end. What are you doing? Okay, he was just getting distracted by stuff. Okay. Either way, let's go ahead and save real quick.
Can't forget our progress update.
Alright, we'll leave it there. So, now that we are in the new year, we should be going back to relative normal, such as it is. So, my plan as of right now is to not rock the boat too much over the next few weeks. I don't expect that there will be too much to worry about in that sense, because my focus offline is going to continue remaining on Metroid, given how much we talked about it today. So, I'm going to keep working through everything related to that, and because of that, there won't be anything unexpected on either the game dungeon or anywhere else. I guess to give a quick update on that, since I think it's only been mentioned on Discord, and perhaps implied with this conversation, I have completed Prime 4 once, but I want to make sure that the criticism I have for it is accurate and in line with the rest of the franchise. So, I'm currently making decent progress through Metroid Prime Remastered. I think the next major upgrade I need is the grapple beam. And once that I've got that, well, the grapple hook, and so I think I'm most of the way through. I just need to elect the artifacts afterward and all that fun stuff, but that's a relatively known quantity at this stage, so we'll see how that turns out. So, we'll have that to look forward to. So, I'm continuing to work through that. I'm going to finish my run through Prime Remastered, replay Prime 4 on hard mode, and then spend at least a little bit of time with Prime 2 and 3. Maybe complete both of them offline myself. Well, again, set up the living room to where I can record my Wii, which might mean I need to move the Switch 2 out there, but I've got a clip-on mic I can use out there that I need to test. I'll probably try that out next week. I just made sure that it's properly charged. I might do some basic checks. Actually. Oh. I do have Friday where I'm... Oh, actually, perfect. That will be perfect, actually. What I'm planning on doing next week. Alright, cool. So, next week I'll try out the clip-on mic and we'll see how it sounds, relatively speaking. See if it'll be a viable option, not just for recording, but, well, I'm not going to be using it for offline recordings all that much. I'll probably still use the condenser. But if I can use this clip-on mic in the living room, that'd be great. That means I can just move my capture card and Switch 2 out there and not have to worry too much about moving my capture card around whenever I need to set up for a stream here. So we'll see if it works out as such. Either way, that should be all I need to worry about for now. So as far as the streaming schedule is concerned, the game dungeon is going to go back into hibernation for a bit. There's a part of me that's tempted to try and wrap up Golden Sun: The Lost Age, but I don't feel as if I have the time for that right now. So I'll need to create a lull somewhere to where I can start throwing that kind of time around. And honestly, I probably need to, well, and I don't expect that to arrive until Metroid's sorted, because that is priority one. With the way the script is right now, this is going to be a chunker. It's not going to be full-blown 2.5 hours spent on Fire Emblem 3 Houses, but it's going to be a lot to discuss. So, we'll see how it turns out. We will see how it turns out. It'll be a fun time. So either way, Happy New Year. And I guess we'll see what this new year has in store for us. So either way, I will see you all next week at the usual time. Thank you all for stopping by. I will see you all then. Take care.